Welcome, I'm Wes, the sewing machine repair guy, and today we're going to unbox and get first stitches from the Singer heavy duty sewing machine. Let's get started. So here we go, unboxing the Singer heavy duty sewing machine. Well, we've got some important safety instructions in here. That's a very small book. I'm going to assume that there's another book, or it's going to have a link to some website for us. Okay, here we go with some accessories. Let's start it right off the bat. We got a little bag of accessories. So here's our cover for the sewing machine. Okay, well, that's nice. Here's a little bag of accessories. Let's see what we got here. Comes with a walking foot, so that's a little handy device. I didn't even realize this would come with this. Walking foot's a pretty neat thing. Maybe we'll do a video on one of those later on. Oh, and look at all the goodies. We have a bunch of needles. They're all 116. Looks like general purpose type needles. We got some 90-14 needles for a little bit heavier fabric than the 100. 2, 3 bobbins. The foot, there's a tool. All right, so I'm not gonna go through everything we got here. But we do have this bag of goodies. It's kind of a, you know, my wife looked at the picture on the box. She said, "That's green." And I said, "No, it's gray." Now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of more green than gray. It's kind of a retro color if I've ever seen one. Goes with my table here, my self-healing mat, pretty well, which is a dingy gray. So we'll call this color dingy gray. Got some more instructions. Look at that pamphlet there. There you go. Instructions on how to use your foot pedal. Very similar looking foot pedal to what I've seen on a lot of other machines. This gives you some instructions on how to use the machine. Little piece of paper underneath the presser foot. Oh, 20% off. There we go. And here is the machine. Singer heavy duty. This is a pretty big machine. It's got some weight to it. It is pretty heavy. I'll give them that. That is a It definitely feels like a heavy-duty machine. Because of that heaviness. Okay, so you've got this tray that comes out, and then it's also got a little tray there for putting your stuff in, like all of this. Will it all fit in there? Already the needles that they gave me don't fit inside there. They kind of stick out of the top. So your needles are going to have to go into your drawer with all your other, oh. Okay. So my walking foot. Now, you know, I haven't looked these up on Amazon, but for this to be included, that's actually got some value to it, so that's not bad that they included this. You can buy these separately, and I don't think they're that cheap. I think they're actually kind of expensive, but maybe I'll show you a screenshot of Amazon right here. Okay, so all that stuff fit in there. You do have a secret compartment right there. You can't really get to it, so maybe I could put this in here and then in 20 years realize what I did and say, oh, there's where that thing went. I wouldn't recommend putting anything in there. Okay, well, they did not give me thread, nor did they give me a pre-wound bobbin. So we are going to do that. Now, if you don't remember, a sewing machine repair guy always uses 2 different colors of thread. My bobbin thread is a different color than my top thread, and I like to use contrasting colors. You don't have to use white and black. That's just what I use. But when I'm testing out a machine, I want to see the difference between the top stitch and the bottom stitch very easily. And I don't know about you, but my eyes aren't working like they did, say, 20 years ago. So I want to use some very contrasting colors. Go ahead and get power to our machine. So I'm going to have an affiliate link to Amazon below, which means if you click on that link and you buy the sewing machine, the channel will get a small portion of that money, and it doesn't cost you any extra. However, don't use the link. I guess I'll just be blunt about it. Don't use the link. It's going to be there. You can use it if you want, but at the time that I bought this, so I don't know what, you know, go ahead and compare your own prices, but at the time that I bought this in August of 2020, I bought it on Singer.com for $100 cheaper than what I found on Amazon for the same exact machine. Coming from the factory itself, it was $100 cheaper than what I found on Amazon. So go to Singer.com if you're going to buy this, and I won't get any money from them, but I will have an affiliate link just in case you really want to. Let's take a look at operation. So we got an LED light. I can tell that just by the color of that light, and that's what everything's going to these days. They start us out in a stitch length of 2, needle positions in the center, tensions of 4. Let's see, tension goes from 9 down to 0. It's in 4, which is right in the middle, which is where you always want that to be. Stitch width. It starts out with a stitch width, so are we on a zigzag? No, we're not. So this is a straight stitch. And I just want to run this a little bit just to see what we've got. Okay, that's got some good speed to it. See how the needle, I can stop it with the needle down. So that's a dead giveaway there. Also the way that it sounds for me, but that's a dead giveaway that this is not an electronically controlled machine. So we're not going to find a whole lot of electronics inside here in the next video when we tear it down. We're going to find that the motor speed is just solely controlled by this pedal right here, controlling the voltage that's going to that motor, limiting the current through a resistor. Okay, not bad. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a bobbin. I'm actually going to put this over here so it pretends like it's similar place to where the thread would normally come. I did that wrong. So you want to come across like this and then come back so the thread crosses over itself. Then you want to come through the hole in the bobbin I'm going to bring that over. Is there any, so there's nothing to disengage the motor. And let's give this a try. There we go. I'm looking for my scissors. That's really fast. I love the speed of this thing. You know, I buy sewing machines for the channel. This is now the 4th sewing machine that I purchased for this channel since we started. And Mrs. Sewing Machine Repair Guy saw the box for this one and was kind of, I don't know, she looked like she may be acquiring a new sewing machine. Except that it's green, so she didn't like that part. But she has been limited by the strength of her machine that she uses the most. Mrs. Sewing Machine Repair Guy also has a nice collection of machines. Okay, oh, there we go. So the instruction on how to do the bobbin is right there on that plastic piece. Which is exactly the same as it is for most sewing machines. Now it's time to thread. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and pull that up. Give it a nice tug to make sure we're in the tension discs. Ooh. Didn't realize I left some packing material on there. Okay, let's actually bring the needle up all the way. Not as automatic as some machines are. This one, being a heavy duty, this is more, or it's less creature comforts than some of the other machines. Let's go ahead and do that because I had the lower thread pinched in here. Okay, so we got it threaded. Not bad. There is a thread cutter up here. I'll try that after we sew a little bit. Got my test fabric. So you want to identify things like where's your reverse. So this one has a reverse up here. If you're used to a reverse over here somewhere, that's not where it is. This one's right up here. We're not using the width right now. So needle position, you got a left, middle, right. Tension, we're going to keep that in the middle. We're doing a straight stitch for this first stitch. Let's give this a try. Okay, that's very smooth. That is a nice sewing machine. And that cutter works great. It's a lot better than that mini sewing machine we did a few weeks back. So with the tension, I mean, that tension looks really good. Take a look at the stitch that we made. Looks really good. So we're going to double this over because I want to do a zigzag. We're going to keep the width where they had it. See how it does a zigzag here. I'm not adjusting anything else, I just adjusted my stitch. And that looks really good. That is a really good looking stitch on there. If you've seen me do some videos where I do adjustments on machines, the hardest stitch for your machine to make is going to be the widest width on your zigzag and the smallest stitch length. If your timing is off at all, this is going to show you that on your machine. This is what I use to test all my machines after I've done maintenance on them. Still pretty fast. I like the speed of this. So without adjusting your tension, you'll notice you get a little buckling there of the fabric. I don't know what the technical term is that. Somebody can put that in the comments below. So let's talk about this sewing machine. For the unboxing, when you look at the accessories that you get, say the Brother sewing machine that I got a while back had more stuff that came with it. It was also a lot more expensive than this machine. But the accessories that you get are pretty useful for the basic, what you're going to do. Hey, am I going to make a buttonhole? Maybe. Am I going to be sewing heavy duty fabric that requires a walking foot? Hey, I might be doing that. And if I do, like if I'm doing leather or if I'm doing vinyl, then I need this. So that's a good thing to include with the sewing machine. The two different sizes of needles, not bad. I can't tell if this one, other than the size, I can't really tell. I would guess that these are general purpose needles and they're not for doing leather or anything like that, so those are all general purpose needles. Not bad. They give you quite a few of those needles. And the tools that come with it. Overall, as far as the unboxing goes, not a bad sewing machine. This will be a good addition to the crew. I like how it sews. The stuff that you get with it is useful. These are things that you're gonna end up using as you're doing various projects, especially the heavy duty type projects that need a walking foot. It's not going in the bag. For the amount that I spent at Singer.com on this, I think the value is there. I think this is a good sewing machine for the money. But if you want to know my full review based on testing that I'm going to be doing on this machine, you need to stick around for the next video, because we will have the most in-depth sewing machine review on the internet for this machine as our next video. So stick around for that. Thanks for watching.